citizens, generally speaking, because they've been conditioned by the media to accept a version of history which is not true, are simply too uninformed. Take, for example, the 6 Days War. Almost all Jews everywhere still believe that Israel went to war either because the Arabs attacked or because the Arabs were intending to attack. Israel went to war because its military and political hawks insisted that the Arabs were about to attack. The truth of history, which flows fully documented through both volumes of my book, is that Israel's existence has never ever been in danger from any combination of Arab force.
They started bombing the synagogues. They didn't bomb the synagogues saying, we are Zionists bombing the synagogues. They made it look like the Arabs are bombing the synagogues.
If only enough Jews can be exposed to the truth of history, the 67 war in particular, they will end their silence. Now, if anybody accuses me of anti-Semitism, say, sir, madam, you are deluded.
Israel has broken more United Nations Security Council resolutions than all the other countries of the world put together. And for 60 years they've been allowed to occupy territory by violent military means in defiance of international law.
Context that's often missing from the current reporting is that the Palestinian uprising is a 4-year-long occupation. There's no occupation in the story, then the story doesn't really make sense, and the occupation is frequently missing.
The lack of context is so dramatic that only 4% of the network news reports on the occupied West Bank and Gaza Strip mention that the West Bank and Gaza Strip are occupied.
The Israeli military sends its troops into the occupied territories to defend what is considered an illegal occupation, and when the population there resists, Israel is presented as being under attack.
Israel was responding to an attack today.
Israel has beefed up forces following a Palestinian mortar attack.
They don't present it as saying Israel is the aggressor, Israel is killing people on their own land, in their own homes as an occupier. But no, Israel is defending itself.
To Sharon, the West Bank invasion is simple self-defense.
The Israeli Prime Minister reiterated Israel's right to self-defense.
Israel's basic posture is anything but defensive. Israel is the only country in the world right now which, in contravention to UN Security Council resolutions, maintains tens of thousands of heavily armed troops outside its borders in somebody else's country for the sole purpose of taking them and in the process forcing them to live under the worst form of tyranny imaginable, which is a foreign military dictatorship.
For decades, Israel has been colonizing Palestinian land by building settlements on that land. The settlements are in contravention of the Fourth Geneva Convention that forbids the transfer of population into land colonized by illegal force. The settlements are dotted throughout the Palestinian territories and are set up strategically, often on hilltops, to give Israel military control of the land and its natural resources, namely water. The settlements, together with the surrounding land that they have expropriated, control over 40% of the West Bank and Gaza Strip. They are linked together by a network of bypass roads that carve up the West Bank, restricting Palestinians' freedom of movement, and that simultaneously link the settlements to Israel proper.
There are checkpoints everywhere. Palestinians can't get from one place to another. Drives that ordinarily would take 10 minutes now take 4 hours.
All the main access and artery roads are controlled by Israel. Anything that enters and exits the Palestinian areas is underneath their control. And so everything from getting medical help to getting education to trying to lead your daily life is at the whim of Israel.
Rights Watch report, it says that Israel committed humanitarian crimes and crimes against humanity. You open up the Amnesty International report, they say the same thing. You open up the B'Tselem report, they say the same thing. No controversy, no disagreement whatsoever.
Tell me the name of one member of the 7 members of the same family slaughtered on the beach in Gaza by an Israeli warship. You don't even know their name, but you know the name of every Israeli soldier who is being taken prisoner in this conflict, because you believe, whether you know it or not, that Israeli blood is more valuable than the blood of Lebanese or Palestinians. That's the truth, and the discerning of your viewers already know it.
The so-called Third Reich lives again in the form of these sites in the apartheid state of Israel. 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 In the apartheid state of Israel.
The Dajjal has placed a strong hold in the very heart of Islam itself and laid a firm grip on the Muslim holy lands. But although they plan, Allah also plans, and Allah is the best of planners. The final victory will be with the Muslims.